See, we're here just to request that the county initiate and develop some ordinances for solar, and then the solar companies will come visit with these folks. Because it's up to these three individuals here and the Board of Adjustment and the zoning board to lay down the rules that we play by here in Tama County. We're here because we don't wanna see, there's been people approached already for 400 acres of solar panels, Bob. 400 acres.
Well, and people can go around and ask, and then even if there was a moratorium, people can still go around and see if there's interest or something. They may not be able to build, but they.
We have nothing here in Tama County to protect that right now. And then if somebody signs an easement, then we're gonna hear, well, we can't do anything because we'll get sued.
Well, that's really not right, John, because there has to be public hearings. And that would, just like with Salt Creek, just, they have to have public hearings. And that's when you can come in and say what you wanna say, and yes, you're for it, you're not.
I have a follow-up.
You just don't snap your finger and say, well, I've got an easement, we're gonna put it up. Or, we've got agreement with these farmers. It doesn't work just that way.
Well,
But we also, the three of us also said, I don't realize it or not, we'd certainly look at this before it happens.
we really appreciate that because, they featured it on Market to Market this past weekend. It was featured on national news.
That full measure? Is that
Full
true?
measure
Yeah, it was on Full Measure.
with Janet Atkinson Sunday morning. These companies are in southern Minnesota now.
Okay.
And then you go over to Lynn County and Palo, you can see what went on there. So we're in favor of being proactive
Understand that.
instead of
Yeah.
worrying about shutting the door after the horse is out.
We know you guys have said you're gonna look at it. Well, that's what we want you to do. Do your responsibility, be proactive, look at it, see what's best for the people of Tama County.
I think the thing is too, is I wasn't here, but apparently with Salt Creek 1 and 2, they had the public hearings, blah, 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 all that stuff, and then the three guys voted for it. Well, if these guys go out and hit people up right now and blah, 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 even sign the easements, if they don't come and talk to us, this is how I take it, they don't have anything. I think we got in a situation with Salt Creek 1 and 2, that this Board of Supervisors voted yes after all that stuff, and then the problem, worried about getting sued, came in later. They come in the door with four or five farmers signed up, and we say no, it's no. You understand the difference?
I do, Kurt, but I also look at, you guys approved, the projects that are going on now, and we had Apex come in. And if they would have gotten enough acres, and they are still continuing to look for acres, if we don't update these ordinances, they've got free run.
I believe Apex would have to come in and talk to us then too, right? Correct? So I believe that's the same thing as I just kind of discussed.
But would you change for them when you did not Salt Creek?
We don't have to.
Salt Creek's in mid-construction. We've talked, we've been down this road more than once. Salt Creek's in mid-construction. When we had public hearings, we had no opposition, none whatsoever. Now they're starting, the rest of the story. Apex would be a different thing, we may be able to look at those, I don't know. Apex is gone.
Another example, what do we do if,
They are still in Dextertown, they've got an
They've
active
got an
office.
office over there,
Really.
so they're not gone.
what happens if, just for example, Alliant or whatever power company says, well, we wanna build another power plant, whatever it is, nuclear, coal, or gas, in Tama County, and we have farm ground that the farmer wants to sell us, what happens then?
That's where it comes up to zoning and the Board of
But it's-
Supervisors.
there's another example where it's farm ground, I mean, I'm not arguing with you, you understand what I'm saying? There's a bunch of farm ground there taken out then too, so.
Well, then
Exactly.
zoning should
If they have to
review
do, if
any
they have to
nuclear.
do,
Ordinances.
And see, that's where it comes in, Bob, we're asking for guidelines. that-
but what happens, let's say, okay, they say, yeah, go ahead and build it, you know, how much stuff are we gonna run into then? Somebody's gonna